How's it going, guys? Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, and for today's news, as always, I want to start off with some good news. So, we're going to take a look at the future of Red Dead Online and what Rockstar has planned out for its map. So, this article today is coming to us from Game Informer. We're going to go ahead and take a look at everything that they say here, and we're gonna give my two thoughts on it, because I have already heard of some of the things that they were planning on implementing for the game, and it makes me very excited to play it. So let's go ahead and read this moving forward. Facebook gaming. By the way, guys, if you have not joined my Facebook page, go ahead and join my Facebook page. I don't typically promote it, but I do live stream on Facebook as well to give you guys different options. There's YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Yes, I stream on 3 different Facebook pages, as well as sometimes DLive. But anyways, let's go ahead and read into this. When Red Dead Online launched several months ago, Rockstar slapped the game with the beta tag for a reason. The studio wanted players to help them weed out technical issues, identify problem points, and recommend solutions for how to stabilize the foundation. The vocal masses did just that, calling out the excessively grindy economy, an open world that felt largely barren, and the annoying tendency for players to grief one another. That's still an issue, but whatever. As the months passed, many wondered, is this it? Is Red Dead Online already dead? The answer to that question is an emphatic no. While Rockstar worked on its fixes to identified problems points, many of which it hopes today's major update addresses, it quietly considers larger questions of how to grow the online multiplayer experience in interesting new ways. Due largely to technical constraints, the game inevitably lost some degree of fidelity when transitioning away from the story mode to the online space. To make room for other people, something had to be sacrificed. But what if those sacrifices didn't need to be so large? What if you could preserve some degree of that Sorry, give me a sec. I apologize. Not sponsored. What if you could preserve some degree of that dynamicism? Wow, tongue twister. Dynamicism. You couldn't find an easier word. Whatever. Better encourage the freedom of players to pursue their own destiny. I almost said identity. I mean, that could be identity in the open world, and even push beyond the boundaries of what single player experience offered in some of the most popular activities. These are the questions Rockstar Games aims, to ask with the Red Dead Online moving forward. The Western Way. Red Dead Online's direct predecessor, Grand Theft Auto Online, inhabits a unique place in the gaming landscape. After a rocky debut that turned off many thanks to its unstable servers, Rockstar developers put their collective heads down and worked, steadily improving the mode's infrastructure and expanding the play experience with the new criminal empires to build. So basically, they're talking about GTA Online and how much they improved upon it throughout the years that it's been available. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that a little bit. Let's see. All right, so Red Dead Online came in the wake of this unprecedented success story. Like its predecessor, it released after the base game and began with a modest suite of activities, an intentional approach that allowed Rockstar to focus its efforts on stabilizing the foundation. With the game now working well enough for Rockstar to drop the beta tag, now comes the interesting part. Take-Two shareholders undoubtedly want Rockstar to do everything it can to emulate GTA Online. Slap a Western sheen on the criminal fantasy and reap the rewards, but Rockstar has a more ambitious plan to take the game in a new direction and make it distinct from GTA Online crime-driven focus, which I'm thankful for. If you have not played Red Dead Online and you like the original game, you would probably like Red Dead Online at this point that the game is available. Also, if you have not joined me on a live stream, join me on a live stream for Red Dead Online, because I do play it and I have a lot of fun playing it. So anyways, let's see. Red Dead Online will always offer an outlaw fantasy for those who choose it, but Rockstar also has grand visions for growing the mode beyond combat encounters, which is one of the things I feel like is going to make this game as great as it will be, to be honest with you. We want to build something with Red Dead Online that feels authentic and right in the world of Red Dead, says Rockstar North co-head Rob Nielsen. You know, do things that maybe wouldn't make as much sense or wouldn't be available in the GTA world. Fair enough. Choose your role. See, this is the part that gets me excited. Okay, I read about this before in another article. This part gets me excited. Choose your role. The westward expansion was a historical period fueled by punch-drunk dreams of those who saw unlimited opportunity in the untamed American wilderness. Emboldened by the concept of manifest destiny, pioneers set across the United States to realize their destinies, whether it be through honest or nefarious means. Red Dead Online hopes to enable these fantasies as well, whether you want to role play as an honest woman harvesting your bounty from the untamed world, or a black hat villain terrorizing towns across the land. To achieve this goal, Rockstar is thinking beyond the robust adversarial suite the game already has and investing more time and energy into free roam activities. With Red Dead Online, we want to look at what we enjoyed about the open world experience, the ability to feel like you were really existing in that world and could roleplay in that world, and then extrapolate that out into what it could mean when you have a character that is truly your own, Nielsen says. We don't want to just pigeonhole you into being a criminal. Although, to be honest, it's way too easy to be a criminal in Red Dead Online. Just putting that out there. There's more ways to become a criminal than there are to be good or even be like a chaotic neutral. Like, it teeters more towards criminal activity. Anyways, but allow you a number of roles that you can take forward from the ground up. Players will get their first taste of this new direction when Rockstar debuts 3 roles this summer. Enjoy the challenge of wrangling outlaws, become a bounty hunter. Before the more primal thrill of tracking animals, turn those valuable pelts into a trading business. Do you tend to lose yourself exploring the open world? Perhaps you can pursue a career as a collector. Honestly, I might be more of the tracking animals collector type of business thing. Maybe there's a taxidermy one. I don't know. That would be kind of creepy, though. Players can invest time in multiple roles, either playing solo or cooperatively, and each offers opportunities for honorable and dishonorable actions. The more time you invest in a role, the more unique rewards like weapons, outfits, and gadgets you can earn. We are trying to take what we think is special about the world and expand the level at which you can interact with that, Nielsen says. You know, I should be reading this in the freaking Western kind of voice. Let's do that. The goal is to be... The goal is to be able to take hunting, collect bounties, hunting, or whatever much further than we will be able to with single player. In some ways, we have to get Red Dead Online back up to the level of immersion that we were able to achieve with the single player. The scope for us to take it far beyond what we're able to do there is limitless, and that's really exciting. Honestly, I'm really excited for something like that. I think it's going to thrive immensely next-gen console, more so than current console. And I think that's what they're going for with this. So, again, I can't wait to see what the future with Red Dead holds. Because as it is, you can do what you want in the game. And, I mean, if you do criminal activities, you're going to be punished for it. The whole problem with it right now is just, like, the whole player interaction is... It's still unbalanced. Like, somebody shot me first, but then I kill them and I get, I get marked down for criminal activity and stuff like that. But that's whatever. That needs to be addressed, and I'm pretty sure they will address that. But I digress. Let's keep going. The further players delve into these roles, the more recognizable and defined they should become to other players. At first glance, you should have a better idea of who you are dealing with. Say you're fishing along the bank of a river and a man wearing a black hat approaches. You know that only dishonorable bounty hunters can earn that specific hat style, so keeping an eye on him is probably a smart idea. Griefing is an unavoidable element of Red Dead Online right now, but Rockstar also hopes these defined roles encourage players to interact in other ways as well. A bounty hunter may have more pressing matters to deal with than harassing an innocent fisherman. True. Perhaps he just tips his hat in your direction and rides past to tackle the more immediate task at hand. These roles aren't meant to be a temporary progression path. Rockstar built each of these roles with expansion in mind. This is where it gets really cool. Whereas you started immediately as a CEO of your illegal business in GTA Online, the road to potential riches is a much longer journey in Red Dead Online. What we're doing with this game is asking what are the steps involved if it took you months, years, or whatever to get to that, Nielsen said. What would it be for you to start your business in a camp to becoming a Leviticus Cornwall and owning a railway or a mine? That would be pretty cool. It's like, okay, so you want to go on my railway because it's the quickest way from point A to point B? Well, you're going to have to cough up that cash. That'd actually be pretty cool. This approach gives Rockstar the freedom to tap into a lot of different Western fantasies. Perhaps the honorable bounty hunter eventually becomes a lawman. That would be hell cool. Maybe the successful trader eventually expands her business into a Saint Denis storefront. That would be cool too. The door is open to expand and evolve these roles continuously. Although at that point you're talking about a lot of saved data on a server somewhere. That is a lot, because then if you're allowing players to do stuff like that, they own that storefront, meaning that nobody can build on that storefront. So if you have millions of players, you're talking about cities that, how can you regulate something like that? That's the only problem that I see moving forward. Are you going to expand the cities as the game progresses on? I mean, I don't see how you can continue to do that and still keep the Western feel to it. Because then it's like you walk into Saint Denis and it's filled with just a whole ton of storefronts that is owned by everybody or one person. I mean, who knows? Could freaking build a monopoly and just own Saint Denis. Nielsen says that the world technology is malleable enough to allow developers to add new elements as needed to serve these roles as well. It's pretty exciting to be able to change the world for people, so that is not a static thing, he says. It's evolving and players will have to evolve and adapt with it. Enlisting the Wild Bunch. This thing goes on and on. We're almost done here, though. Enlisting the Wild Bunch. Examining the activities available in Red Dead Redemption 2 offers insight into the directions Rockstar could potentially take the online experience. The ranching and farming mechanics from the epilogue are ripe for conversion, as is building a homestead. That would be really cool. I would like that. You build your own homestead. You have your own ranch. You can, you have a farm and stuff, and you can sell the cows or whatever. I think that would be cool. That would be really cool. These careers could be... I'm sorry. Running a riverboat gambling enterprise, that would be cool. Or leading archaeological digs, that would be really cool. Imagine you're Indiana Jones style, and you're an archaeologist, and you're discovering new things, and then people come and try to steal those new things from you, and you gotta fend them off. That would be really cool. I'd like that. I would like that a lot. These careers could be diverse enough to draw in fans of the single-player mode who are turned off by the current focus on competitive multiplayer online, and even attract the audience currently obsessed with the GTA role-playing scene. I never got into GTA Online, so I can't really say anything about that. The hopes is these unique roles encourage players to intermingle in interesting ways, even those normally more inclined to keep them to themselves, which is kind of like me. Unless I'm playing with friends or something, I tend to keep to myself in these kind of games, just because that's how I play. I'm used to single player experiences. Even when I would play MMOs, most of the time I'm solo farming, and every once in a while I'll go into a party for a raid or something. But only because I can't run that raid by myself. If I could, I would do it. But I'm so used to playing single player games, and even MMO style I play by myself. But that's whatever. That's my choice, and I'm glad that they recognize that. I'm glad that they recognize that. That's a good thing. Let me skip ahead here. If we can't get to the balancing right, then we can always do that. But what we're trying to do is allow people to however they want to play the game, interact with the world, and still feel like they're all part of the same world together. Where we think it works best and when it's the most fun is if you are actually able to roleplay in this world to a certain degree. So the rest of the stuff is it goes on and on. If you want to read the full article yourself, you can do so. I'll go ahead and put a link to this article down below in the description. A lot of the stuff that we develop works for single players, but it needs to be reimagined to work in an online world where things are a little bit different, Nielsen says. That's going to be a big focus for us moving forward with every update, putting in as much new content to interact with as you as you as why did they put that twice? As you explore the world to try and get it feeling as rich and deep as the single player world was, and eventually, hopefully, get richer and deeper. Again, I'm really excited for what's to come for Red Dead Online. There's so much potential with this game, and they recognize that, and so we can only hope that they do a good job moving forward. So with that, let me know what your thoughts are moving forward in the game. If you guys are playing it, if you're not, maybe this might get you interested in the game. If it does, let me know. Make sure you guys join me in my live streams for Red Dead, as well as my other live streams for the various other games that we play on the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Keep the conversation going down below, and keep a lookout for all my other videos. There's going to be a lot of them today. I'll catch you all in the next one. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.